Thank you, friends, for joining us for our pre-full moon garden visualization in Leo. Let's continue to build our healing garden as a group at some point within the 12 hours prior to each full moon, meeting DK there and turning our garden into a shrine of consecration and intending to offer our group as a vehicle for the love of hierarchy to be poured in selfless service to humanity. Let's gather in our garden. But before we do so, let's align with our own soul. Raise the consciousness into the head, as high in the head as you can. And now carry that consciousness upward through the astral body and the mind to the soul by visualizing a lotus fully open, scintillating with light and pulsating like a living heart as a symbol of your soul body. And place yourself in the center of your lotus, realizing that you, the personality, and you, the soul, are now one in consciousness. And now from that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer. Observe your personality below. Visualize your etheric body and see energy flowing freely up and down the etheric spine. And now consciously throw soul energy down into the center at the base of the spine, using indigo blue light. And now in your imagination, raise that light slowly via the 5 centers up the etheric spine, then to the ajna and the crown and up into the soul body. And now say the soul mantra with conviction, knowing who you are, this living sun, the inner sun within. I am the soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. And sound 1 Om as if you were the soul. Let's enter our garden. At the entrance, we stroll through arches of climbing roses, clusters of flowers in abundance. Choose the colors that you like. And roses, we are told, are the favorite flowers of Master KH. Let the roses gently caress your face as you walk down the archway, as if welcoming us to the garden. Breathe in the delicate aroma of the colorful roses percolating through the air. And small, lovingly trimmed emerald green bushes line the stony pathway. And hear the crunch of the stones under your steps. Along an embankment at the end of the archway, there are rows and rows of flowers, flowers of different hues and harmonizing tones of reds and yellows and pinks. And as we create these rows, we include our own favorite flowers. The blooms shed fresh petals on the path, creating a soft carpet for us to walk on, releasing their individual fragrances as we step on them. On the opposite side of the embankment, we see right in the middle of our space of harmony, a lighthouse, standing tall and strong, shining beams in all directions as a symbol of our united group soul. And as we assemble there quietly, we hear a choir of birds fill the space with their clear, melodious notes. A chorus of angelic voices sing a soft tune, accompanied by a sound of harps, divas gently strumming the chords. Sitting around the lighthouse, we feel the gentle warmth of the rays of the sun. In the background, the breeze softly swishing through the tall eucalyptus trees chants a melodic lullaby. These majestic trees, the most advanced in the vegetable kingdom, we are told by DK, cast their protective shadows on the grass as sunlight peeps through this peaceful garden. Around the lighthouse, we see a large, quiet pool of crystal clear blue waters. Flowing from the pool, we see rivulets as we hear the gentle trickle of water. We also see 3 wider streams of golden water flowing steadily. Across them are curved wooden bridges. In one area of the pool, float lotuses of all colors in all stages of bloom. Some are in full bloom, revealing their gorgeous jewel, while others are just budding and barely showing their true color, but all reflecting their light in the healing waters. Just beyond the pool, a hidden path leads to a cozy and serene corner. A few chairs or a bench or a small fountain containing supercharged, vitalizing water, perfumed by a single floating lotus, create the perfect spot for an informal sharing of one's difficulties or words of wisdom. Inhale the perfume of the flowers, imbuing and permeating the air as everything in this garden quivers with livingness. And you can invite people that you'd like to receive healing in this corner of our garden. In the distance, we hear the soothing sound of water and we follow it. We come to a tranquil pool where cascading water gently hugs rocks as it joyfully spills in the blue pool below, while bubbles of spray ricochet spiritedly in the air. Lush ferns alongside the rocks, draping in the water, enhance the serenity of the place, while the fiery brilliance of the orange and red leaves of surrounding trees brings warmth and invigorating energy to the area. In our mind's eye, we follow a pathway which leads to flower beds. They are a riot of spring color, reds and creams and yellows and pinks, but of such vibrancy, winding their way like a gentle living stream among the trees. A row of violet flowers on either side of the meandering bed happily follows the path of the flowers as they release their subtle perfume in the air. Butterflies flutter through the air with their iridescent wings, attracted by the serenade of the blooms. They are like the flowers of the air, Their delicate and fragile wings are like floating petals, catching the light and twinkling like diamonds in the air. Buzzing bees surf the open spaces from flower to flower, seeking pollen, which looks like scintillating golden pixie dust. Nearby, the soft and gentle babble of the fountains reaches our ears. Lush green grass lines a gentle stream like a soft, velvety carpet, and feel the coolness of the grass. The air is full of the sweet fragrance of the flowers in full bloom, adorning the fringes of the streams in this tranquil garden, quivering with life. This garden that we have just created is our garden, our group garden. But let's take a moment to add a little corner which has our individual touch. Add the colors, the unique features, and the flora of your own country that you'd like to blossom in this serene space. Let's now invite the presence and cooperation of the healing devas working under the Christ and Master DK. Visualize them in our garden, enlivening it with their magnetism. Sitting quiescent, our hearts beating as one, let's link up with each other as we say the healer's mantra aloud together. With purity of motive, inspired by a loving heart, we offer ourselves for this work of healing. This offer we make as a group and to the ones we seek to heal. And you can mention the names of people you would like to send healing to. as we close our outer eyes, but we now open our inner eyes, endeavoring to hold our mind unwaveringly in the group light. We know that Master DK2 stands steady, pouring out upon us his love and strength, and endeavoring to lift us up into a higher state of consciousness. We are now receptive to Master DK's radiant energy. The light of the lighthouse, like a sun, begins to shine brighter and brighter, intensifying gradually. Soon this light begins to take shape, and a definite figure appears. It is that of Master DK's. From the lighthouse, waves of golden light stream through our group, irradiating the garden around us, enlivening it even more, imbuing our garden with the ray of love and wisdom lovingly bestowed by the sun, the triple ruler of Leo. Feel the Sirian energy of the will to love and the Leo will to illumine. Fill the space in our hearts. And just like the droplet of water falls and becomes one with the ocean, let the wisdom of the Master's words trickle slowly in our consciousness, then ripple in the mental field, illuminating it and conveying healing life and love. And the Master's words have been left intact so that the magnetism contained in his words can flow out. Leo, the fifth sign of the zodiac, is the ultimate sign of self-awareness. It is the focal point for the expression of the second aspect, the love wisdom or consciousness aspect, and this primarily where humanity is concerned. Regulus is the brightest object in the constellation Leo and is one of the brightest stars in the night sky. A star of the first magnitude, Master DK tells us, and which is frequently called the heart of the lion. In Leo, there is almost a unique condition where humanity is concerned, as the sun governs all expressions, exoteric, esoteric, and hierarchical. And why is that so? Because the purpose of this solar system is the unfoldment of consciousness. And if, for the strictly human being, self-consciousness is the goal, then the sun must obviously rule. For it is the source of physical consciousness, exoteric and symbolic of the personality, of soul awareness, esoteric, and of spiritual life, hierarchical. The sun, as the exoteric ruler of Leo, bestows its life-giving force onto our solar system, reaching our planet and all its kingdoms. Its life-giving force reaches every corner of our planet, vivifying, stimulating, energizing everything its rays touch. Subjectively too, as esoteric ruler veiling Neptune, the sun strengthens, nurtures, and sustains love within the human heart. And to the higher initiate, in whom the true nature of the spirit aspect begins to dawn upon his liberated, intuitive perception, the sun veiling Uranus as hierarchical ruler reveals the exquisite divine plan and union with the life of the whole. So let's see the rays of the Leo sun lovingly vivifying, stimulating, and energizing every part of our garden. And feel the radiance of the sun warm our hearts and illumine our minds. For the ordinary man, the motto, I am, is the word of the self-conscious, selfish, self-protective instinct of the I in the individual Leo, whose eyes are turned downwards towards gains of material life. While for the disciple, I am that is the word of the Leo subject, whose upward and inward gaze towards selflessness, self-sacrifice, and service to the whole is rapidly gaining the higher consciousness and preparing for fresh and universal expression in Aquarius. The esoteric law 4 stipulates the art of the healer is concerned with the lifting of the downward focused eyes onto the soul, the true healer within the form. So let's see Master DK directing the Leo sun, flooding our garden with the love and life of I am that, the Aquarian, universal or group consciousness, Aquarius being the polar opposite of Leo. The one soul identified with the whole, selfless, and self-sacrificing. And may it lift the downward focused eyes of those who seek solace in our garden onto the soul, the true healer within the form. Leo is one of the arms of the fixed cross, the cross of light. The effect of the fixed cross is to bring light and liberation. And this can be clearly seen if we contrast the energy of the four arms of the cross as they are demonstrated by the men, both before and after the long and drastic experience upon the cross. The first arm of the fixed cross, Taurus, the bull of desire, leading to the light of aspiration and knowledge. The second arm, Leo, the lion of self-assertion, leading to the light of the soul. The third arm, Scorpio, the agent of deception, leading to the light of liberation. And Aquarius, the fourth arm, is the chalice of self-sacrifice, leading to the light of the world. Playing through this fixed cross all the time and emanating from Leo are the fires of God, cosmic, solar, and planetary, producing purification, the intensification of the light, and eventual revelation to the purified man who stands in light. From Aries comes cosmic fire. From Sagittarius comes planetary fire. And from Leo comes solar fire. And each of these fires clears the way by burning for the expression of the three divine aspects: spirit, Aries, soul, Leo, and body, Sagittarius. So from Leo comes solar fire, which clears the way by burning for the expression of the soul. Leo, a fire sign, is the sign of purification. It is the preeminent fire sign at this time. The sons of mind, the self-conscious sons of God, that is our solar angels, are above everything else the sons of fire. For our God is a consuming fire. There is in them, in our solar angels, that peculiar quality which can burn and destroy and so eradicate all that hinders their essentially divine expression. And DK asks us to bear in mind the purificatory nature of fire. And the keynotes of this sign, Leo, sound out the note of individuality and true self-consciousness. In the truly developed self-conscious man, not only is direction, purpose, and plan present, but also a consciousness of the active agent of the plan and action. Let's ponder on this. Many people are convinced that they are self-conscious when they are only swayed by desire and are oriented towards the satisfaction of that desire, or when they recognize themselves as the dramatic center of their universe. And there are two more keynotes of Leo: the will to illumine and the will to rule. The will to illumine constitutes the driving urge towards self-knowledge, self-perception, and intellectual positivity, and also the will to rule and to dominate, which is of such a controlling nature in this sign, and such a subtle potency in the Leo type. In Leo, the self-centered man becomes eventually the soul in life expression and focused on the achievement of the spiritual goal of selflessness, becoming the lion who seeks his prey, that is, the personality who becomes the captive of the soul. So in one section of our garden, let's place a statue of Hercules wearing the lion's skin as a symbol of his triumph over the Nemean lion and symbol of the strong, selfless and loving soul in control of the self-assertive personality. Let his strength, fearlessness, and courage imbue the surrounding flowers and bushes, and thus inspire those who are heartened by our garden. The outstanding theme of Leo is the activity of the self-conscious unit in relation to its environment, or the development of sensitive response to surrounding impacts by the one who stands, as the sun stands, at the center of his little universe. The whole story and function of Leo and its influences can be summed up in the word sensitivity, which can be studied in 4 stages. First, sensitivity to conditioning impacts from the environment, that is, to the impacts of the 3 worlds or planes through the medium of the soul's 3 vehicles. Second, sensitivity to the will, the wishes, and the desires of the personality. Third, sensitivity to the soul as the conditioning factor. And fourth, the spiritual sensitivity of the God-man, the soul and personality fused to the environment. DK asks us, he says, I want you to have this innate spiritual sensitivity and this outer material sensitivity most carefully in mind if you want to truly understand the influences of Leo upon human beings, as well as its influences upon the planet, as throughout the universe, it is the soul which is the conscious, sensitive theme of the divine plan. Whether it's the soul as the anima mundi, or the soul of the world, animating all forms of life below the animal kingdom, or the soul as the animal soul, or the soul as the human soul, which is a still further expansion of the same sensitive factor, but augmented or stimulated by the principle of self-awareness. Plus awareness, whether it's conscious or unconscious, of the immortal or divine soul. Or the soul as the ego or spiritual soul on its own plane, the source of consciousness and the goal of all present evolutionary processes when the liberated man begins the arduous task of conditioning it in relation to the divine plan and purpose, and at the same time to cultivating sensitivity to the higher impacts of these worlds, which lead to the final goal. The three aspects of the sun produce eventually, at the final revelation and liberation, the full expression of the consciousness of deity. And this can be called divine sensitivity, the universal mind, or the divine plan or purpose. And these three aspects of the sun are the factors which bring consciousness to the birth and make the ultimate goal attainable. So they make all forms of consciousness possible because they are rooted in the sun, symbolically speaking, and are an inherent aspect of the greater whole. First, the physical sun, the anima mundi, the animal soul, multiplicity. Two, the heart of the sun, the human soul, and the divine ego, duality. And three, the central spiritual sun, the divine consciousness, the will of the whole, the awareness of God, unity. So let's then visualize our lighthouse, standing strong and detached in the middle of our garden, symbol of our united soul group, with Master DK at the center, shining as a bright Leo sun, stimulating, energizing the sensitive soul within, and bestowing life-giving force and love to the heart of every blade of grass, every flower, every lotus, every tree, and every molecule of water and of air of our garden. And now that we have imbued our garden with the loving qualities of Leo, sensitivity and divine purpose, as well as the life-giving energy of the sun under the direction of Master DK, let's distribute as a united group soul these energies freely and selflessly to humanity. By visualizing the flow of unconditional love or the will to good emanating from the triangle, the avatar of synthesis, the spirit of peace, and the Buddha, powering the Christ at the center. Superimpose the radiating triangle on another triangle, the soul triangle, consisting of the Christ, Master DK, and our soul group, so that it can form one blended triangle. And now superimpose these two blended triangles on our group chakric triangle as we vitalize it. And this triangle is made up of our group crown chakra, our group ajna, and our group alta major. As we step down the energy of the will to good onto the etheric plane. And now let's direct the dispelling radiance via our group ajna, right eye, left eye triangle, impressing it over the three planetary centers triangle, London, Geneva, and New York. See this very clearly in your mind, friends. Let us sound one Om and see the sound carry the cosmic Syrian stream of love from Leo to the hierarchy of light and love, and via the three centers to the heart of humanity. And now let us say the healer's mantra aloud in a low voice, saying it slowly and deliberately as we believe in the results. May the love of the one soul focused in this group radiate upon you, our fellow man, and permeate every part of your body, healing, soothing, strengthening, and dissipating all that hinders service and good health. And may the love and life of Leo fill the hearts of all those who are touched by our garden. May its magnetic and illuminating light draw men closer to hierarchy, back to his original source. And just like Christ does, standing under the great pine tree in his garden at sunset, with his hands uplifted in blessing over all those who truly and earnestly seek to aspire, let's picture a great pine tree in our garden too. And let's gather around the Christ, Master DK and the Healing Ashram under this pine tree as we say the great invocations together. By intoning the powerful first and second invocation as a group soul, as Master DK instructed us, saying them with intensity of feeling, in unison with hierarchy on the inner planes, as we grasp their significance and believe that they embody the will of the planetary logos. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May men of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. And may forgiveness on the part of all men be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones, and so let it be, and help us to do our part. Second invocation. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent, Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, O Mighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, O Mighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, O Mighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. Third invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth and see a stream of light coming down to earth as we sound a blue Om. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth and see a shaft of love pouring down on earth as we sound a blue Om. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. And now raise your clasped hands above the head and say, and so let it be, and help us to do our part. Then bring your hands to your forehead, and then let them rest on your heart. O Lord of life and love, touch our hearts anew with love, that we too may love and give. And let it be our motto for the month of August. Let's consciously radiate our inner sun to all those around us during the month of August. And may the light of the garden of our souls be on the inner plane what the sun is to the gardens of the world. A life-giving haven, a place of soul strength, and a healing pool for many. Thank you, friends, for joining us for this very important full moon. And may our inner sun radiate during the month of August. And blessings to you as we honor the inner self within.